All right, so your proportions practice from Wednesday has been due. Make sure you turn that in. We got it on Wednesday, 2 days ago, right? Headphones, please. We have a quiz next Wednesday over stuff we're learning, FYI. So on this warm-up, by the way, who's brand new? So if you're brand new, or you haven't been here a little bit, every Friday we turn in our warm-ups, easy 100, right? So we're gonna do this warm-up, turn it in, cool. Now, this has two triangles, but instead of just solving for x, we're also gonna solve for y. There's two problems in this one set, okay? So check it out. If we're gonna solve for x or y, what did we do yesterday between these two triangles? Do you remember what we did? What did we draw between them? We drew lines. We connected the corresponding sides. Now look, this has not been rotated. It's not been flipped. It's just like shifted over. It's called a translation. Okay, so it should be easy to connect these. What does 16 correspond to? Y, right? See, those are in the same position. What does 24 correspond to? 36, right? Draw these lines. And then x corresponds to 21. Each of those could be its own fraction. Now check it out. First, we're going to solve for x, right? So I need the one with x in it. So x and 21, I'm going to use that one. And then I don't want to use the one with y yet because that would have two variables, two letters, right? So instead, you always want to use the one that has both numbers, okay? So I'm going to use the 24 to 36, and I'm going to use the x to 21. I'm going to use those two fractions to make a proportion to solve it, like we did on Wednesday and yesterday. So here we go. X from left to right goes to 21, so I'm going to write x over 21 and set it equal to the one with both numbers, which is this one, 24 to 36. So 24 over 36 from left to right. Do you see how I set that up? I use x, I use the both numbers, right? Hey, by the way. So let's solve this. Can we solve this? We cross multiply and divide. So cross multiply, 21 times 24, I did that earlier, is 504. And that equals x times 36. What's that? 36x. What's my last step to get x by itself? How do I get rid of the 36? Does everyone know you divide to get rid of a coefficient? Divide by 36. Okay. 504 divided by 36 is 14. That's it for x. Okay. So again, you make your connections, set up your fractions, cross multiply and divide. Can we do the same thing with y? Okay. Now look, the y connection's at the top. 16 goes to y, so I'm going to use that corresponding. And then I still need to use the two numbers, 24 and 36. So this time I'm forgetting about x and 21. I'm just going to use the y connection and both numbers. So let's do it again. I like to do left to right. So 16 goes to y. I'm going to write 16 over y, left to right. And that equals the numbers left to right is 24 over 36. Do you see I'm just using these numbers to make a fraction? And then I can set them equal like this, cross multiply and divide, right? So let's cross multiply and divide. What is 16 times 36? Calculator helps me, I already got it. 576. Equals, and then we cross multiply here. Y times 24 is 24y. Is everyone following along? So we cross multiply, and last step, to get y by itself, got to get rid of that 24. We divide to get rid of a coefficient. Divided by 24. divided by 24. Okay, so those 24s cancel out. What is 576 divided by 24? We get 24. Okay. On the assignment that I handed out yesterday, when you have similar triangles, make those connections. Make sure they're going to the right place, okay? And then, if, as needed, set up the fractions, okay? Now, if there's no x or y, you're just going to see if all the fractions are the same. But if you have an x or a y, you got to set it up like this. This will stay on the board for you to look at, but since it's Friday, I need to pick these up. So make sure it's done. Make sure your name is on it. Make sure Monday and Tuesday is not blank. Make sure it says no school. If you are absent any day this week, make sure you put absent, okay? But you should have 5 days of something. Don't forget the second column. You have to write this down, the objective. So whoever's new, make sure you write that down on the second column. Okay. So I'm going to come around and pick those up. You need to have out yesterday's assignment, and you're going to do all of it. It's only 8 problems. I know there's like little parts to each problem. Okay. If you lost yesterday's assignment, or if you were absent, you can go get it out of this blue bin. There's also a copy of the notes filled out in this blue bin. Okay. So I'm going to let y'all work. I'm going to come around and get those warm-ups. Here we go.